So how hard is it to 100% Spider-Man Web of Shadows in 2021? First of all, I really like this game. I really did. I had a great time with it. If you want to check out the review to this game, click on this link somewhere up here and check out that video. Because the point of this video is for me to tell you how hard is it to 100% this game, whether it's worth it or not, what are some things and advice that I would give you all if you're trying to 100% this game, and yeah, overall just my feelings about it. Is it worth it? Should you do it? So let's start off with the stats. Now, my total playtime to 100% this game was 23 hours. Now, something that's critical to note about this game, 6 hours and 30 minutes of this game was getting collectibles. Damn! 6 hours and 30 minutes. The way that I went about this was I'm just gonna bust through. I'm just gonna like, I remember it was like 10 p.m. or something like that. I was like, I'm just gonna stay up till 2, 3 a.m. something like that, and see how long it takes me to get all these collectibles, because it was one of the last achievements that I had. So I did that. And god dang, I was up until almost 8 a.m. It took me 6 hours and 30 minutes to collect all of these freaking collectibles. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That's crazy. Now, if you are a completionist, this probably isn't anything too new to you, but I think it's important for you to just know how long it's gonna take you. This is about how long it took me. Okay, so now I'm just gonna tell you whether or not this game is hard, easy, or worth completing. Is it a hard game to 100%? No, by no means. At no point was I playing this game and did I feel like, oh my gosh, this is so hard, I'm gonna freak out, I'm gonna break, I'm gonna crack. The hardest thing about 100%ing the game is getting those freaking collectibles. So as long as you're cool with doing the grind, getting through the grind, blasting through the grind, you'll be fine. This will be a really easy game to 100%, especially if you like the game. Again, go check out my review if you to get yourself a gauge as to whether or not you're gonna like this game or not. How worth it is it to have this game on your list of 100%ed games? As someone who had never played this game before, I'm proud of it. I mean, obviously, now once it's all said and done, I'm proud of it. I have it there. Would I do it again? And was this a super fun game to 100%? The first time through, yes. The collectibles was the only thing that I felt like made this game a freaking huge drag and almost not worth it, but it's the thing that's preventing me from saying that it's super worth the 100% this game. It sucks because so much of the game is so fun and it is so, for most of the game, going through the, for that 100% was a very enjoyable time. So is it worth 100%ing this game? I would say yes, worth doing it once, probably wouldn't. I will never do this again. Just because there's so many more beautiful games out there that I want to play, and I wouldn't do this one again. So difficulty wise, where would I rate this as overall completion, getting the 100%, taking into account the 6 hours of the collectibles and how fun the game is and all the other achievements that are sprinkled in between? 1 being super easy, 100% just go for the plat because you're gonna have a great time and it's super easy to plat and it's super easy to get the 100%. 10 being I will never again do this in the entire existence of ever, and this was stupid and I wish I never would have done it, but I got it now and that's why it's so hard and it's so worth it. And this game's a solid 6. 5 being neutral. I'm bumping it up to 6 and it being like a little bit harder just because of that grind. But other than that, it was a very enjoyable game, and it's not a hard game to 100% other than that grind. Again, you're not gonna find yourself getting too frustrated while you're playing, at least other than if you encounter certain bugs, because I did encounter some bugs that made this game a little bit harder and I had to reload a couple of times, and sometimes some of the stats could, it's a little bit scary, but at no point was I ever really in fear and in danger of feeling like I am not going to be able to play this game at 100% because it's so bad and glitchy. So yeah. That is my overall overview of whether or not you should 100% this game or not. I would say if you're a Spider-Man fan, if you've never played this game before, yes, go for that 100%. If you are a completionist, do your thing, dude. If you're not a completionist, if you're not the kind of person who likes to grind, if you're not the kind of person who feel like you need to get every single little bit of content of every game that you get, no, do not 100% this game. It is not worth it. You don't really need to get the full experience. If you want the full experience, play through the game once, as either a good Spidey or bad Spidey, and then just look up the different scenes on YouTube to check out the other side of the story. So yeah, that is my overview. For those of you who do want to 100% this game, the rest of this video is going to be me moments after I 100%ed the game. I go through every single achievement and talk about things that you need to look out for, my advice as to how to make some of these achievements easier to get, and really anything that you need to know that I did to make my experience of 100% this game easier. When it comes to giving advice about this game and in terms of getting these achievements, something that you all need to know, and this is very important, if you die or if you start a main mission and then quit, you will restart all of your optional missions from 0. Just remember that. Okay, Now let's get into the achievements.
No, that's it. That is it. That is freaking it. We did it. We freaking did it. 100%. 100%. Let's go. Oh my gosh, look at that. Look at that 1000 G. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. I'm just gonna exit. I'm just gonna quit. I don't even care at this point. I don't even care. Oh, I'm so happy. Yes. Look at this. Look at this. Achievements. For the first time, I got 1000 out of 1000. One game completed. 45 achievements out of 45 achievements. Oh, this is it. This was it. I'm going to go over each trophy. And if there's any that really like stand out to me that I feel like are really hard to get, I'll talk about them a little bit. If not, I'll just kind of glance over it. So that one's easy. Story related. Super easy to do. This one, 5 enemies web swing kicked in a single pass. In the first act, there's a portion where it's literally they line up a bunch of these little dudes for you, where there's up to like 10 of them in a little ball. It's near the beginning of the game, and it's a mission that Luke Cage has you do. This should happen pretty easily. Now, keep in mind, this is not during the tutorial, because at some point during the tutorial, it shows you how to swing kick, and it has you do that to like three or so enemies. There is later down the line, I believe it's a main mission. It is a main mission after you learn how to do the swing kick, that you will have the opportunity to easily get this achievement. But other than that, that's like the best place where I found to do this. I got it unintentionally. I didn't even know this was an achievement that existed. But I would definitely try and go for it. 20 web strike bounces in succession. This one isn't too hard, but I would also just keep that in mind. Maybe try to do it when you're going against Vulture. I think I got it when he was in Venom form. So just something to note. The endings. So I'll just take the time right now to talk about the endings real quick. There's 4 different achievements that are specifically correlated with the endings. You have to do at least 2 playthroughs for this game. The first one has to be an all good. You play through the entire game doing only good Spidey choices, where you're only do the hero choices. So let's say you have an all hero playthrough. Make sure you choose the evil option just for that specific mission with Black Cat, and then end with a good ending as well. Like, just make sure that choice is evil, and then from there on out have all the rest of the choices, which I think is only like 1 or 2 more, have those be good. Okay, I feel like I really butchered that explanation, so I'm going to try one more time. Essentially, make sure that you play using good choices up until that mission with Black Cat, and just for that mission, do a bad choice, and then continue doing good choices till you finish the game. And then you're going to do the same thing, but with your evil playthrough. You're going to play through doing evil choices up until that mission, and just for that mission, do the good choice, and then continue to do evil choices until you beat the game. So hopefully that makes sense. Again, there's 4 different ones, and essentially you don't have to play the game 4 times. There's a specific part where you want to save. When you get to the mission where you're escorting convoys, there's these big blue domes. It's near the end of the game. Get to that portion, you'll see like you're escorting this bus. It's the only time you escort a bus. So once you get to that point where you're escorting a bus, simply let yourself die in case if you didn't save before that, and make sure you hit quit mission and save. Create like 2 alternate saves just to be safe, and then continue to beat the game. And then once you beat the game and you get one of the achievements, reload up to that part. There is no later part that you can save to, because once you start that bus mission and complete it, you jump straight into the Black Widow mission, or I keep saying Black Widow, the Black Cat mission, and you can't go back. So that's where I would recommend doing your save file. You have to do that twice, and that's how you end up with 4 total achievements for beating the game. And that's also how you get the 4 different endings. This one, make sure that you're paying attention to this one as you play the game. 250 hit combo neighborly executed. This essentially is, just as you're fighting or whatever, you can rack up a little counter. You need to get to at least 250. The best way to do this is either near the beginning of the game when you have the maxed out Spidey and like the prelude. You can try doing it there with the red suit and just use like the fury punches. If you're able to time those appropriately, you'll be fine. If not, as you play the game, just constantly be trying to go for it. Constantly be trying to go for it. I didn't get it without trying, although I feel like some people might. What I would do though is constantly as you're playing throughout the entire game, try to go for it. Try to go for it. Just keep it on your mind. Just keep trying to shoot for that 250 hit combo. If you ever get to the point where you're like at 180 or at 200, just take a second, pause, and think, okay, what do I have to do to keep this streak going? Because once you get to that point, it's really easy and you're really close. And the super quick punches move you unlock relatively fast. I think every time you do that, it's like 30 hits or something like that. So this one's doable, but this is one of the ones that like keep an eye out on it, because if you don't, you're gonna get to the end of the game and you're not gonna have this achievement, and you don't want to sit there grinding for it. It's doable. Just make sure you're going for it as you're playing the entire game. So the 60 bonus goal is completed. Please, 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 my people, make sure that when you're going for this, get to the mission with, now I'm going to say it right this time, Black Widow. She will give you a mission where you get flashbangs from her. Keep doing missions for her until she gives you that mission, and the flashbang mission is going to make it so easy for you, because all you have to do is you pick up an item, kind of like where you pick up the airstrikes, but you'll be able to pick up flashbangs, and you have to just detonate the flashbangs on enemies with symbiote, and every single time one of those enemies explode, it counts towards the flashbang, but it should also count towards a civilian saved. At least at first that was working for me, and then afterwards I felt like it wasn't really counting them up. But just make sure you do that. That'll make it super easy. Other than that, do not miss out on any of the optional bonus quests. Make sure every single time you get to a quest that says, hey, if you accept this quest, you're not going to be able to go back and complete the optional quest. Make sure that you don't do that until you've completed all of the bonus objectives, because I've heard that some people have had issues with this achievement popping right at 60. They've had to do like 64, 65. So just to be safe, because this is the thing. This game does have New Game Plus, but these optional missions do not carry over. So you do not want to get to the point where you're at the end of the game and it's too late and your game glitches, or you're just missing like one or two and you have to start an entire new playthrough. This is the most time-consuming thing. That's not true. This is one of the most time-consuming achievements. So just make sure you're on top of that. And lastly, to talk about the bane of my existence, which is this one, Spider-Man Maxed Out. This is the achievement that you get for getting all of the collectibles in the game. So something to note so you don't get scared. There is an achievement before this for collecting half of all of the collectibles in the game. Now, even though you need 2,000 to max out Spidey, you need 1,080 to get half of the collectibles in all the game, because there's actually more than 2,000, but to max out Spidey and to get this achievement, you need 2,000. This is going to take up all of your time. Again, for me, it literally took me over 6 hours of just collecting stuff. And that wasn't even from zero. I was already at like, I want to say 700 collectibles. So getting about 1,300 of them took me 6 hours. I started the grind at around 1 a.m.-ish, 2 a.m.-ish, and I was like, okay, I'll be done by like 4-ish, maybe 5-ish. I thought it'd take me 2 to 3 hours. It took me 6 hours. It was ridiculous. I didn't end up going to bed till like 8 a.m. It was insane. So just be ready for that. Be ready for that grind, because honestly, I don't know if it's going to be, if this game is worth completing for the sake of, like, I feel like for most average people, if you're a completionist like me, go for it. It's not that hard of a game to complete, as long as it doesn't glitch out on you and you're careful with completing all the optional things. As long as you'll do that, if you're already completionist, I'm sure you're used to getting collectibles by now and doing the grindy stuff. So not that bad for completionist. If you're a completionist, go for it. 100%. If you're not a completionist, do not try to complete this game. I don't even say that because it's like hard. I'm just saying, like, it's not worth it. I don't feel like you get anything worth it.
All right, everyone, bro. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this. Thank you all so much for watching. Please comment down below whether or not you are going to go through and 100% this game. Tell me if you already did. Tell me if you're not going to do it. Just go down there and tell me what you think about this game. Other than that, thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like. Don't forget to join the Discord down in the comments. Don't forget to go follow me on Twitch, so go watch me live. And again, I love you all, Wolfpack. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Peace.